You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
If you're watching WWE this weekend, I don't know where we're going to be sitting. I know for SmackDown tonight, they got us up in the press box.
Right, I do not imagine we'll be anywhere near TV cameras for SmackDown tonight, but I don't know where they're going to put us in the Sky Dome on Saturday.
Look out for me and the big man here. I'm excited.
Let's be honest. Look out for me.
Yeah. If you see him, I'm with him.
One of us is a lot easier to spot
Sure.
on camera than the other.
Yeah. Look for the big bald-headed guy. I'll be right beside him. Which, really doesn't narrow it down in the crowd of a WWE event.
You can make fun of me all you want. We are going to be amongst my people this weekend.
Dude, I was telling Courtney, I was like, I'm interested how I'm going to be at the event because I think I'm going to be the odd one out.
Oh, for sure.
I have no idea what's going on. I don't know like any of the mainstream wrestlers anymore or anything like that. Like,
I saw a statistic that said that they were over 30,000 tickets sold, 31,000 or something like that for the show at the Sky Dome on Saturday. That means over 31,000 people will be in a building, and normally, individually, every one of them's a weirdo, myself included. But on Saturday, we will all be together and we will be the normal ones.
it's crazy to know that I'm going to be the only one wearing deodorant there. The Sky Dome is going to stink.
No, they'll open the roof. It'll be
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that till now. That's the real elimination chamber.
Those are my people, all right? You can't talk shit like that.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm a genius because I'm fat. Science says so. You're looking at me funny.
Oh, yeah?
Science tells me that this barrel right here
Please do
is
explain.
keeping me a learned man.
How so?
Apparently, belly fat is very good at protecting and giving space to a protein called BDNF. I don't know what that stands for. I probably couldn't pronounce it, but it's apparently very important for memory, learning, and mood regulation. And they say that if you have too little belly fat, that protein does not have as much room to live and to grow and to be. And they said in testing with mice and rats that if they had too little BDNF because they had too little of the fat molecules, that they started showing severe signs of aging. So the only reason that I'm this healthy, spry 41-year-old that I am is because of this gut right here.
I will say, for anyone who has been ashamed or mad at themselves for gaining a little bit of weight recently, all you have to do is say that you're gaining knowledge right now.
Yeah, I'm accumulating brain.
It's a fantastic excuse. The science aside, I don't hate it.
And see, here's the problem, because I say everything here tongue-in-cheek. Science has to stop giving us excuses to be fat. They have to stop coming out and saying, hey, no, listen, if you got a big old barrel on you, you'll do better at memory.
Well, it's just funny because it's like these scientific studies that come out that people take legit, like the one of like, if you have a glass of wine a day, it's healthy for you. And people are like, Chris wine every day. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you have 6 beer throughout the course of the week, it's much better for your white blood cell count or whatever random study it is. And then you have to go to the bottom, like even on this survey, if you go down to the very bottom of the study, they do have a subsection that explains that too much belly fat can also be hazardous to your health for other reasons. It will protect this protein, but I don't think we need to tell people like being fat is not good for you. But it's the person who could probably stand to like not skip the dishes 6 times a week and maybe go to the gym once or twice that's going to read the headline and be like, honey, I gotta stay fat for my brain.
I will say, if you're creating a dating profile or something, just put that you're a smart man.
Yeah. I don't have to put that I'm overweight. I have a well-protected brain.
I'm going to refer to you as a smarty from now on.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Do you have any? I could eat Smarties right now.
I'm sure you could.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
For a long time, companies have been trying to find ways to weed out people applying for jobs, because especially some of the major companies, Google specifically, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people apply for any job opening that comes up within the company. They want to go and work for this massive corporation.
Sure, yeah.
So at some point, apparently they just started using brain teasers. We saw this in that Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson movie where they are trying to work at Google. They'll use brain teasers to see sort of like how you think, if you just don't get it, like you're probably not going to be a fit, but also like to identify candidates with out-of-the-box thinking. And I saw one that I wanted to run by you. So you, as a person, are shrunk down to the size of a nickel, like the height of a nickel.
Okay.
But everything else about you is still normal. That's how small you are.
Yeah.
You're put inside of a blender.
Okay.
In 60 seconds, the blender will start. The blades will start spinning. What do you do?
I don't know. Try and bribe the person who's going to turn on the blender, offer them money, I guess.
They're not taking your money. They're not
taking
interested.
money?
Your money is of no use. You're smaller than a nickel as it is. What are they going to do with your tiny money?
Okay. I don't know if you could jump out, I guess. You could use some weight distribution.
So you actually just stumbled on the correct answer.
Is that the
answer?
answer?
This is one of the very few scientists, because this is such a popular question in Google, got wind of this. There's a lot of people that will post online that they were in an interview, they were asked this question. Scientists looked into it, and apparently by taking a human being and shrinking them down to the size of a nickel, but retaining the density, you would become very similar to like insects that you see that could jump very high based on their body size. And the average size of a blender, it is speculated, because obviously this isn't a real world thing, that you would just be able to jump out of the blender.
My only other answer was going to be to like hold on to the blades.
Try and hold on and not fly off?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, brother, but I would definitely lose my grip at some point.
Be like the craziest tilt-a-whirl of all time.
My other favorite answer that a lot of people give is to go right in the middle of the blades, like the center part, and just spin on it like a giant merry-go-round and just hope that you don't get sucked off to the side and
You could
destroyed.
also probably like dip down below the blender and just hide out
Theoretically,
for
yeah,
60
but
seconds.
also once you're down below, like the wind force of the fan, if you're that small, might suck you up into it.
Yeah.
I also just think it would be super annoying if you went to like university or college for like coding or programming or something like that. You're really good at your craft. You're applying for a job at the top of your field, and all of a sudden you're answering like party brain teasers.
I do like that question better than why do you want to work here? That is the most annoying question in any interview, and you're like, because I need money?
Right, because you have a job opening and apparently bills don't stop.
I also hate when you're going for a job interview and they're like, why do you want to leave your current job? And you're like, because I hate it?
Because I think you'll pay me more money.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the worst question that they could ask you in a job interview. How much money do you think you would need to work here? No. You're not going to get me to give you some lowball answer so that you can pay me less than I'm worth. Or I accidentally ask for too much and you're just like, oh, well, you're out of the running now.
Interviews are a trip, man, especially like they'll do stuff like, tell us a time when you were a team leader, and you're like,
I got picked first for dodgeball once.
I was the assistant captain on my Pee-wee hockey team.
I had to put in a week as a crossing guard back in grade 7. Does that count? I got every kid across the street safe, man.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We were talking about weird questions that they ask you in job interviews, and we got a lot of people texting in. Someone said they once asked me, how do you tie your shoes?
Which, like, I'm thinking about that now because I'm at the point where I'm trying to teach Marcus how to tie shoes, like, for soccer and stuff like that.
Do you judge someone on if they do bunny ears or they loop? Like,
loop, swoop, and pull and all these other things. And I'm like, even just trying to use the words, put into words something you mindlessly do every day. Like, I feel like in a pressure situation of a job interview, I'd be, I grabbed the strings. Like, I wouldn't know how to say it.
John said he was asked one time, how long should a bathroom break be?
Well, that's just them trying to figure out whether or not you're a reliable employee.
That's a trap.
That's 100% a trap.
That's a trap.
That's right up there with, like, asking them, how many living grandparents do you still have? Just to find out if, how many times are you going to pull the, I lost my grandmother sort of trick.
Someone else texted and said I was asked what weapon I would use in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, I think that's just trying to find out if you're cool or not.
Yeah. I mean, they're good questions because they show how your brain ticks, right? Like, how do you think, right?
Well, and that's just it. Like, as weird as any of this stuff can sound when it's just sort of dropped on you, there is science behind it of, like, seeing how you would interact with the office or how you would handle a problem.
Scott said he was asked, who is your nemesis?
Is there a good answer in that situation? I don't think you want someone who has a nemesis.
You're like my father-in-law. Like.
Like, you want someone who has good interpersonal skills. If you're not a superhero or supervillain, you probably shouldn't have a nemesis.
We do got a friend of the show, Sam, on the phone. Sam, what's the weirdest thing you've been asked in an interview?
What kind of animal I would be? It was odd.
Can we ask what the job was?
Yeah. Can I say the name of the
Maybe
place?
keep your boss. Well, it's up to you. You tell us what you want to tell us.
Well, it was American Eagle, and I was like 17, and I'm sitting there, and we're almost towards the end of the interview, and she's like, okay, one last thing. If you could be any animal, what would you be? And I'm like, what?
Are you supposed to say eagle?
I feel like that's a trick question.
It was like a really trick question, and I just wanted to be like party animal, but I'm like, no, put that away. And I just said a monkey because I'm very serious, like I'm very smart and resourceful, but I can be funny and silly at the same time. I didn't know what to say. I've never been asked that question.
To be honest, that's a pretty solid pull it out of your ass answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. So I'm like,
See, I would have just said I'm a raccoon because I'm trash, but that's just me.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I want to introduce you to Robert Melman. He's a 72-year-old restaurant owner in Greater Manchester. It's just this old fella right here who is in the news now because from his restaurant, a woman was caught on camera walking into the bathroom with a shopping bag. 10 minutes later, caught on camera again walking out of the restroom, still with the shopping bag, now looking significantly more full. Turns out she allegedly stole a sink.
Wait, she stole a sink?
Yeah, so in this restaurant,
How?
So here's the sink. It's not like a big
Oh, it's
porcelain one.
like one of those small
It's like a
bowl
bowl
ones.
one.
Yeah.
Apparently they're like $200 a pop. And each stall in the ladies' room has its own sink and mirror for like privacy purposes. She went in, disconnected all the pipes, and then put this thing in the bag. Here she is walking out. She stops by the buffet, looks at the food, goes, I'll pass, and then leaves the restaurant.
She's like, I'll take this to go.
And has not been found yet because the guy says, the police have more important things to worry about.
What?
So I thought,
What the hell?
we've got to do bad puns with this because the headline, a woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom, just screams for bad pun headlines.
All right, let's give it a try here.
Okay, so I'll start. A woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom. And you'd think getting caught on camera would muddy up the plan, but she made such a clean getaway.
A woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom. It must have been an inside job. How did nobody realize this? Let that sink in.
That's good.
Yeah?
A woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom. And people like her are such a drain on society.
Damn, my brain was going with something with drain. All right, let me see. A woman stole a sink from a restaurant bathroom. I wonder if she washed her hands of this and pawned it off.
A woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom. That lady definitely had pipes to haul the sink out like that.
She had to know a plumber or something, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't take an idiot to install a sink, but
I mean, in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is quick work.
it's quick work. A woman stole a sink from a restaurant bathroom. That's a real Drano for the owner. Hopefully someone's going to snake this lady out.
Hey!
It's a double.
That's good.
It's 2 points.
I got one more. A woman stole the sink from a restaurant bathroom, and to be honest, leads on the case so far have run hot and cold.
All right, I think I got one more. Let me see here. A woman stole a sink from a restaurant bathroom. Whatever happens with this lady, just remember, in the end, the Lord always remembers our basins. You get it?
I can tell you went to a Catholic school for a little bit.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's been a hot minute since we've had to apologize for something here on the show.
Honestly, it's felt like something's lacking. You know, if we go too long without doing something apology-worthy, I feel like we're not doing our job.
Now, it's not something you or I did, but we did get this bad line message around, I believe it was around 12:35 yesterday.
Okay.
But does anyone want to come and talk to my son and explain what cocaine is? Because we're sitting in the car, and there's just this song repeating the word cocaine. Cocaine cocaine, cocaine. He must have said cocaine 57 times. Is something wrong with you? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not up with the music of today. I just don't get it anymore.
And so she's, of course, talking about Eric Clapton.
Cocaine.
Which, not a new song. Not a new song by any means.
Been around for a bit, as a matter of fact.
I'm sorry you maybe had to have a conversation with your kids about drugs.
Also, am I not mistaken? Is the song not supposed to be about how cocaine is bad? Like, it's not meant to glorify the drug.
Yeah.
So you can easily, when your kid's like, what is he singing about? Oh, he's singing about how drugs are bad and will ruin your life.
It's like a Dare commercial, right?
Those didn't work.
Sure.
I know a lot of people that had Dare T-shirts that also did drugs.
So we're sorry about the circumstance that you got put in with your son, but I feel like it's more a you problem.
We're sorry that today, for the first time apparently in a long time, you had to parent your child.
Also, she said that he said cocaine 57 times. Eric Clapton only says it 11 times in the song, by the way. I counted the lyrics.
I was going to say, I mean, it's all very compact, right? Like, he packs the references in, but it is not a lot if you go over the whole span of the song. It's only a handful.
Do we want to explain to your son what the drug is? No.
I don't think you want us to be the ones to explain to your son what the drug is. I feel like you'll have a way better conversation than we will.
I honestly think that's a great moment for a parent, honestly, to have that conversation.
Right.
So I'm sorry, but I'm also, I think you should be grateful for the opportunity.
I'm sorry, but it's not like we showed your kid Scarface.
And I'm also sorry that you just don't know who Eric Clapton is.
That's also true.
Dude's a legend.
I'm sorry that you're missing that part of your own musical appreciation, but you should probably look into
The
it.
Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We had to apologize because we got this message.
Does anyone want to come and talk to my son and explain what cocaine is? Because we're sitting in the car, and there's just this song repeating the word cocaine. Cocaine, cocaine, cocaine. He must have said cocaine 57 times. Is something wrong with you? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not up with the music of today. I just don't get it anymore.
Can I point out something that I fully missed when we were listening to this the first time? She says, I don't understand the music of today while talking about Eric Clapton.
Like almost a 50-year-old song. So once again,
Sorry.
to that lady there. So we always feel like when we apologize that you should apologize for something. So we've got a lot of texts in here, a lot of people that want to clear the air this morning. We'll start with this one from Mike, who said, I'm sorry to the server at Boston Pizza on Tuesday who had to deal with my mother-in-law. It's not you, it's her.
Sorry.
I like this one. It says, to the site safety, I interrupted at last week's meeting. I deeply regret making a valid point and will try to be more unreasonable in the future.
Sorry.
Travis says, I want to apologize to my coworker Ronnie for stealing your last smoke yesterday.
Sorry.
Oh, this one's really nice. This is from someone who had previously insulted us. Sorry that I compared you guys to Beavis and Butthead and said you weren't always funny. You guys are actually quite entertaining.
Sorry.
I'll take it.
That's really nice.
Oh, we got another one here. This is from Ryan. He says, sorry to anyone who has to use the bathroom after me today. Those enchiladas are not sitting well.
Sorry.
They never do. They never do.
Run through you.
Sam says, can I do a future apology to myself for Sunday morning on how hungover my old ass will be from going out on Saturday night?
Sorry.
That's a fair apology.
Someone texted in, you know what, I'll say the name. Sarah said, this one's for my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend. I apologize for lying and telling him that his hairline still looked good.
Sorry.
You know what? Don't lie. Just tell him the truth. We're all better for knowing that we're not doing well up there.
That one stings.
Sorry to my coworker Jerry for not laughing at his jokes. In my defense, I'm usually too busy trying to figure out what the 3825 he's talking about.
Sorry.
Taylor texted in and says, I want to apologize to my friend Riley for saying that his sister was hot.
Sorry.
Dude, what the hell? Why would you say that?
Because sometimes it's really funny.
The truth hurts sometimes, you know?
How is your sister these days?
Stop. Stop.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Yesterday, you tested me to try and guess the top 10 most overplayed songs in Canadian radio.
Yeah.
So I talked to Riley, our music director, and I got him to show me the logs, and I've got the 10 most overplayed songs on our station in the past 5 years.
Okay.
We'll put 60 seconds on the clock, and I want to see if you can guess them. I mean, we both sit in here every morning.
Right.
We see the text from people that say, you play this song way too much.
And they're right. And they're right.
Yeah, they're not wrong. But I think this list might surprise you.
Okay.
So, are you ready to get going?
Sure. Okay, well, here, start the timer so I'm not cheating.
Okay, you just got to give me the band, and then I'll tell you if one of those songs is on there.
Okay.
All right? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Big Wreck.
No.
Tragically Hip.
No.
Nickelback.
No.
No. AC/DC.
AC/DC's on there, number 7. You Shook Me All Night Long.
Metallica.
No.
What?
No, Metallica.
Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin in at number 10 with Immigrant Song.
Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters not in there.
What? Green Day.
Green Day is in there at number 3 with When I Come Around.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam not in there.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith not in there.
The Beatles.
The Beatles not in there.
U2.
U2 not in there.
Wow, we're a great station. Stone Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots is number 1 with Interstate Love Song.
Wow!
Yes.
The Eagles.
The Eagles not in there.
CCR.
CCR not in there.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi is in there at number 8 with You Give Love a Bad
Hell
Name.
yeah. Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones are not in there.
Mellencamp.
No.
Pink Floyd.
No.
Queen.
No.
What?
Actually, sorry. Queen, number 4.
Okay, The Who.
The Who, not in there.
Skinner.
Skinner, not in there.
Def Leppard.
Not in there.
Van Halen.
Van Halen in at number 2 with Panama.
Guns N' Roses.
Not in there, actually.
What is happening?
Are you ready for the list?
Okay, go through the whole 10 because I don't even remember which ones I got right.
Okay, in at number 10, we've got Led Zeppelin with Immigrant Song.
I got that
Number
one.
9 is Beastie Boys' Fight for Your Right to Party.
Wow.
Number 8 is Bon Jovi, You Give Love a Bad Name.
Okay.
AC/DC in at number 7, You
Yeah.
Shook Me All Night Long. Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down in at number 6.
Okay, yeah.
Offspring number 5 is Come Out and
Wow.
Play. Queen in at number 4, another one Bites the Dust. Green Day in at number 3 with When I Come Around. Van Halen, Panama at number 2. And then, Stone Temple Pilots, Interstate Love Song in at number 1. Would you like to take a guess at how many times that song is played in the past 5 years?
Oh, God. Last 5 years? It's got to be at least 800-900. Higher? We hit the 1,000 mark on that song?
Higher.
That's insane.
Would you want to take a guess?
1,500.
Higher.
Okay. That doesn't even, there's not even enough days.
We have played Stone Temple Pilots' Interstate Love Song 3,200 times in the past 5 years.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry.
This is the longest interstate of all time, dude.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is ascetic. Ascetic.
Oh, the file broke.
What is it? Ascetic?
Acidic or here,
Like when you bite a lemon?
here? Let me retry and play here. The system just crashed. Let's see.
Good morning.
Hello again.
Today's word is ascetic. Ascetic. Yep. ASCETIC. Ascetic.
Never heard that.
And it's practicing self-denial. Strict self-denial. Well, who wants to just sit there and lie to themselves? Who wants to lie at all?
What?
Makes no sense. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers.
All right, let me Google this here. Ascetic? Is that what he
Well,
said?
I thought at first he said acidic, and then I thought maybe he was talking about like your aesthetic, like your look.
Okay, it says characterized by or suggesting the practice of severe self-discipline and abstention from all forms of indulgence.
Oh, kind of like when you see like monks and stuff like that in movies and on TV where they're like they live in the mountains and the vows of celibacy and the vows of silence and that sort of thing. Being ascetic from the wants of the world.
Or, for example, example, if someone's like, hey, you want to have a drink tonight, and you legit only have one drink and you go home, that's being ascetic.
Well, this is severe self-denial, so I think even one drink is not ascetic.
Well, usually I have 4, but I'm only having 1.
I think you got to have 0 to be fully ascetic.
Well, it's like going to the buffet and not eating till you're sick, you know?
Only getting 1 plate at a buffet would be ascetic behavior.
That's a waste of money is what it sounds like.
That's what it is.
Ascetic. Use it wherever you can tonight, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.